For 20 years, I shared my birthday with my adopted sister, and yesterday my fiancé finally called out my parents for it. When I was 5, my parents adopted Paige from an orphanage. She was left at a church doorstep, so nobody knew her real birthday or even her exact age. One day before my 6th birthday, I asked when hers was. She looked sad and said she never had one. I told her that was awful and offered her one of my presents. My mom overheard the whole thing. She disappeared for an hour and came back with a second cake. She asked if I'd be willing to share my birthday with Paige since she didn't have one. She made it sound magical. 2 cakes, double the celebration. I loved my sister and didn't want her to feel left out, so I agreed. That decision destroyed the next 20 years of my life. At first, it was small things. Paige got to pick a theme one year, then she got a few extra presents the next year. My parents said it was to make up for her rough start in the orphanage. By the time I was 10, our shared birthday was completely hers. She picked everything. Princess themes, her favorite colors, her choice of restaurant. I got maybe 2 presents while she opened 15. When I turned 12, I asked why she got more presents. My dad said she'd been through trauma I couldn't understand, and they needed to make her feel secure. At 14, I stopped inviting friends, because watching them sing to Paige while I sat there invisible was humiliating. At 16, I told my parents I didn't want to celebrate anymore. I said birthdays were childish, and I was too mature for them. The truth was, I couldn't handle another year watching everyone fawn over her on my birthday while pretending I didn't exist. It was killing me inside, so I just stopped. I told myself it didn't matter, that I was being mature about it. For the next decade, I never celebrated my birthday. It would come and go, and I'd treat it like any other day. Then I met Shane 3 years ago. He's everything I needed, someone who actually sees me, who makes me feel valued. His family treats me better than my own ever did. Shane knew I didn't celebrate my birthday, but I never told him why. I just said it was too much work, and he didn't push. Last week was the birthday dinner. Paige turned 26, or 25, or 27. Nobody actually knows. Shane had never been around for my birthday before, so he didn't know what to expect. We walked into my parents' house, and there were balloons everywhere, a huge cake, presents stacked on the table, all for Paige. Everyone hugged her, wished her happy birthday, asked what she wanted to do that night. Nobody said a word to me. Shane noticed immediately. I could see his face change. Halfway through dinner, he asked my parents why they hadn't wished me happy birthday, even though I don't like celebrating. My mom laughed like it was a joke and said I gave up my birthday years ago, so there was nothing to celebrate. Shane stayed calm, but I could tell he was processing something. He turned to Paige and said it was interesting we were born on the same day. Paige explained she didn't actually know her real birthday, and that years ago I offered to share mine with her. Shane asked if it didn't bother her that I never got acknowledged on my birthday while she got everything. She shrugged and said I willingly gave it up, so she assumed I was totally fine with it. That's when Shane looked directly at my parents and said he didn't think I was okay with any of this. The table went silent. My mom's smile disappeared. She told Shane he was making a huge deal out of nothing. She looked at me and asked me to confirm that I was fine with everything, that I chose this. I sat there frozen, because in that moment I realized I wasn't fine with it. I'd been telling myself for years that I was mature, that I didn't need a birthday, that it didn't matter. But it did matter. I wanted one day, just one, where people celebrated me. I looked at my parents and said it would have been nice if Paige had gotten her own birthday all those years ago, instead of taking mine. My mom's face turned red. She said I was being selfish, that if I wanted a birthday I should have said something instead of sulking for over a decade. My dad said they couldn't believe I was making this about me when Paige had been through so much trauma. I felt tears building up, so I just went quiet. Shane grabbed my hand under the table. My parents have barely spoken to me since. They think I caused drama for no reason, that I'm jealous of Paige. Shane felt terrible. He kept apologizing for bringing it up, but when we left, he didn't take me home. He drove to the only ice cream place still open at 9 p.m. He bought a pint, stuck a candle in it because the ice cream was melting, and sang happy birthday to me in the parking lot. I cried. But for the first time in 20 years, someone actually celebrated me on my birthday. Now my wedding is in 2 days, and my parents are acting cold. They think I'm ungrateful, but Shane's family has been incredible. His mom even asked what my favorite cake flavor was. For once, I'm going to have something that's actually mine.